Okay, Tuesday the 23rd, lower body, 5, 6, or 7 rounds, your choice, and no part 2. We have hamstring curls, front rack, quick pulse squats, lateral lunge to kick, and elevated bridges. Hamstring curl. Front rack, quick pulse. My ankles are cracking. Okay. Lateral lunge to kick. This is always one of my favorites because I just feel like a judo ninja. Okay, and elevated bridges. So you're going to use your height, and you can also use weight if you would like. Oh, okay. So first we have our hamstring curls. So this one, unfortunately, is one where because we're using dumbbells, it's probably not going to be very heavy. So I have 12. If you need to go up to like 20, you can do that. Number one, depends on what size dumbbells you actually have. And number two, if you have stronger legs, like I forget which one I've gone up to because you have to hold it between your shoes. That's the part that's tough about it. And also, the bigger the dumbbell is, the less space that you're gonna have to move up and down before it slams on the ground. So I think I typically will use like my 15 or my 20, and that's really like the max that I can make work, where I'm getting a good enough extension and I'm holding it in my feet without it being too difficult. So that's not that much. When you think about, you're basically getting 10 pounds per leg. So if you have strong legs, it's not very heavy. So you do want to make sure that it's doing something. So typically I will go higher with these reps just because it is very light for me. So you grab it in between your shoes and you lift it and release. So what I'm talking about is the bigger your dumbbell, the lower you're going to be able to go before it hits the ground. So like this one, because it's only a 10 pound, I can go pretty low. But obviously the bigger the weight gets, I would be here or I would be here. And then you're really getting a lot less of an extension, which kind of ruins the point. So that's why sometimes it's better to use a lightweight and just do way more reps, okay? Or you can even go up to 25 if it's, really easy for you, whatever you need to do. So you're just coming up, slow lower down, curl up, slow lower down. So if you are confused with what my feet are doing, how they're holding the weight, I'm gonna try and get closer to you. So see how the dumbbell, I'll put it down and pick it back up. Can you see that? Maybe not, maybe go back here. Okay, I'm going to basically grab it where the arch is, where your shoe dips in the middle, and it kind of just fits right in, okay? So that's how I'm holding it. That's why, again, some of the things that we do, because we're only using dumbbells and we're at home, we're not using machines, we have to use lighter weight because of the creative ways that we are using to hold the weights and to get some of the exercises done. Now, front rack, quick pulse. So I don't remember if we've talked about front rack before, but it is a squat. It's just a variation. So you're basically cleaning the weights up to your shoulders and you hold the weights on your shoulders. So this is called a front rack. And now you're gonna do a squat with a quick pulse. So that looks like this. Down, bounce, up. 1. Down, bounce, up. 2. Down, bounce, up. Down, bounce, up. So notice my back is straight. Notice my elbows are up while I'm holding the weights. The weights are actually resting. I mean, you could hold it like this. I always rest the dumbbell on my shoulder. And when you go down, don't lean forward, go down, slight bounce, back up. If you need to tap and go, you can. If you need to full sit, it's just gonna be a regular front rack squat. So if you need to do a full sit, you have your weight up by your shoulders, you're going to sit down, stand, sit down, stand, okay? Lateral lunge to kick, as I was saying, this is one of my favorite ones because I feel like it's just fun, okay? So I know we have talked about lateral lunges at some point in this program, but if you forgot which one that is, it's when you step out to the side, your butt sinks diagonal back, all the weight is on this leg, nothing is on this leg, and you come back. That is your lateral lunge. Now what we're doing is when we go to the side and come back up, we're gonna step and kick, okay? So when you come back up, step in, lean your body and kick up. 1, side, kick, side, kick, okay? So it doesn't have to be this like marvelous grand kick. As you notice, I usually punch my hands down between my legs when I tilt and kick, okay? Sometimes I get really like fancy and I'm like really like high up there, but I just think it's just fun. It gives you a little bit of more cardio aspect to this move. So don't be, if you can only go here, that's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not really about the kick. It's just about adding that extra step. And of course you're gonna do both sides. And elevated bridges. So I know we have talked about bridges before. This is just another variation. So your feet are gonna be up on a height. It could be a couch, it could be a chair, it could be anything. As long as your feet are not on the ground is really what we're looking for. So the higher the elevation, the harder it is. So I like the chair because it's a pretty good elevation. So my chair might slip because I don't have it up against the wall because I want to get it in the frame. So if you see me slipping away, that's why. But you want to make sure that your chair is not going to slip. I like to put basically the middle of my shoe, pretty much the middle to lower part of my shoe on the chair, on the edge of the chair. So I'm not trying to like put my feet flat on top. I'm up against the edge of the chair. And I'm just gonna lift my hips, squeeze my butt, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower, okay? So it's the same thing as your regular bridge, except your feet are off the ground, which gives you more room to lift and squeeze, which makes it more difficult. If you cannot do that, or if that for some reason hurts your back, you can go back to just a regular bridge, okay? That is your Tuesday.